Welcome to It Takes Two. I'm Blair.
I'm Chris.
And today we'll be talking about Sister Wives Season 18, Episode 9.
Before we get into it, I want to remind y'all to subscribe, like, share the show. Thank you and hello to all the new subscribers who are here with us. I read all the comments. Blair read all the comments. We are happy to have you here. We are about to go into this episode. There's a lot of stuff, and we are ready to go. Blair, guide us, please.
All right. So Christine is cooking at Garrison's house.
Hello, Garrison.
For Gabe, Gwendolyn, Savannah, and Janelle. Christine wants to create an open space for them to discuss their frustrations. When she was around Janelle's kids during Christmas, they were sad. Savannah and Brianna are close in age and go to school together. Brianna is Robyn's daughter. And they don't talk. They don't hang out. They literally ignore each other in the hallways.
Wow.
Brianna thinks that they're decent to each other. We get to have a little confessional with her, and she actually looks just like her mom, her facial expressions, everything. I was like, this is wild how genetics works. But they just keep their distance. Brianna's sad because she grew up with her, and they are sisters. And to her, it seems that Savannah just doesn't care. Savannah spent time with Truly and Kody, and Savannah doesn't notice he's not around because he really hasn't been around for so long.
Now, there's so much things that happen in this scene that this is basically an ongoing scene throughout the episode.
Yeah.
So forgive me if I'm going to be jumping from scene to scene, but you go get the whole gist of this episode. You said something in the second sentence of your notes, I believe, where you said Janelle wanted to create a safe space for the children to talk about, basically to get their grievances out.
Yeah.
In Garrison's home.
Yes. Garrison, Gabe, and Gwendolyn.
Listen here, Christine. I'm going to say something near the end of this episode that I think gonna catch you by surprise, Blair.
Yeah.
Because I don't really get the importance of rehashing why Kody hasn't been around. Let me get the chant out the way first. We have a chant on the show because, you know, Kody and Robyn don't pay us and things like that. So anything nice I say about Kody, it make it seem like I'm defending him. So let me get the chant out first. Kody, it's your fault.
Yes.
Everything that's going on, all this division is all on you, brother. But I don't really see the point of basically, if you don't notice that he's around and if he's not needed and you feel these sentiments, why? And it's amongst each other. You get what I'm saying? Why does it have to be continuously rehashed? I always feel like Christine did a disservice to her children on, dumping on them on what she'd been going through. Even though the things that Christine was going through was validly wrong in many cases, but I really wish she would have found another outlet besides her kids. What did you think about that first scene?
Well, just to touch base on her wanting to create a space for them to discuss their frustrations, I feel like every episode Christine is creating a space for somebody to discuss their frustrations
her
with
kids,
Kody.
Janelle, somebody.
Exactly. It's lay your burdens on me about Kody. She just wants someone to revel in her disgust, distaste, and her hate for Kody. I'm just like, Christine, we get it. You're moved on. Life is so good now. And yes, it's good to hold a space open for people who want to talk about things.
Facts.
But I feel like she prompts almost all these conversations. And for show purposes, sure. I want to get into it. I want to hear what the kids think. Fine,
Facts.
That's cool. But in real life situations, it's just kind of it does feel like you're beating a dead horse. And even kind of, I feel like talking about it at nauseum can really hurt the kids and make them just rehash all their feelings every single time. I think it's causing more harm than good.
Why?
It's what is the road out? What is a helpful path? And it's she's not asking you this to say, well, let's see how we can make you feel better or anything like that. She's just yeah, he sucks, doesn't he?
Yeah. Sorry to cut you off. But,
go ahead.
But why isn't the safe space ever in a therapist's office?
Good question.
It's everywhere. It's in that Mexican restaurant. It's in the Mexican restaurant again. It's in Garrison's house. It's in these confessionals. It's in cars. It's in all these places. But it's never, to your point, a road to an end. It's always join me on this journey of hating your father.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And like you said, I think right now, to the point you got to be careful with kids, even though they are adults.
Young adults.
Young adults at that. You got to be careful because they know that you are divorced from Kody and things like that. So you don't want to fall into the trap to where they are saying things or feeling things to appease you.
To get your approval, possibly.
Is it a safe space for somebody to say, I don't have a problem with that? Is it a safe space for somebody to say that I love that? Is it because I didn't see Mykelti there? Mykelti be at Robyn's house, be at the Christmas function, Thanksgiving. It just seems like everybody is gathering there, and they may feel these things, but like you said, I believe those children, Janelle's children and her children as well, Christine's children, they love their mothers and things like that.
Yeah.
And they understand what their father did to their mothers as well as them.
Yeah.
Right? If I was in that position, even if there was good things about my father, and granted, Kody, it's your fault. There's a lot of bad things, right? I don't know if that would be the place and time for me to sing his praises, knowing that my mother just came off a fresh divorce, and now my mother is going off a fresh separation. You get what I'm saying? Let's move on, though, because there's more.
Well, we get to the B&B with Meri.
Hello,
and
Meri.
Her best friend and her best friend's husband.
Hello.
They're moving the storage out of, I think it's like the cottage house, and they're putting her clothes in there for her clothing line. She's rehashes to us that she's downsizing in Flagstaff. Meri says her and Kody still have their spiritual marriage, but are living separate lives.
Hey.
We know this. It's been like this for a very long time.
Hey.
And Christine and Meri had an easy relationship in the past. She's kind of comparing her relationships to the sister wives and Kody with her best friend. And she says everyone except for Janelle, really, her and Janelle shared last, but it was never really that bond.
Yeah.
It never works when there's a favorite wife. And we kind of touch with the different wives who say, with the favorite wife, like it's an issue. Kody says that if there is a favorite wife, it's because he feels the loyalty from that wife.
You hit it right there, Blair.
Yeah.
You hit it right there. When they was going on basically describing on each of them how they cut it up, but basically Meri started off by saying, if you have a favorite wife, it's not going to work good. And then Janelle was like, favorite wife is bad. Christine, favorite wife is bad. And it's all passive-aggressive shots to Robyn as well.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And it's interesting how Kody describes how he chooses his favorite, who he chooses his favorites. It's the path of least resistance. It's the path that doesn't challenge him the most. It's the path that's basically like loyalty. And that's how he views... Put it like this. You said something a couple episodes ago to where you're like... You said that if it's hard, Kody is not going to basically go down that path. Can you expound on that for me for a little bit?
Oh, yeah. Just by, at the previous episodes when he said he'd be in an argument with one wife, then he'd say, okay, I'm just going to go to the wife's house to where we're having a good time. We're on good terms and we'll deal with this or not when we get back to it. And most of the time it's just swept under the rug and they move on to the next day, the next challenge.
Yes. Yeah. Now, think of last episode. I believe Meri says something across the lines of, there's really not a problem seeing affection amongst the wives unless there was something
like if you had an issue with the husband, if y'all weren't on good terms, then it caused more friction.
And it brought me back to that scene. It's almost impossible to have 4 wives and all of y'all is on good grounds. True. So even if and don't think a big conflict to where it's like you're thinking divorce, but just like, I don't want to be here tonight. I'm going to Janelle's house. That can plant seeds and seeds and seeds and seeds of basically conflict. I'm taking off my monogamous hat and trying to put on my polygamous hat. And I'm like, I don't even know how this is possible. I don't even know why you would even attempt this to even show us that polygamy could work. Because all of them is saying that in their own way that, hey, we felt like you had a favorite spouse. And even though we're not going to say that's the reason why it didn't work, we will say that is a big reason why it didn't work. Yeah. And Kody is saying, hey, listen, you could have been my favorite too if you didn't give me a path of resistance. You get what I'm saying? If you just would have been easy, if you would have been loyal and things like that. So I found that scene very interesting because it made me go into like these flashbacks of like the other episodes and things like that. Let's go.
Yep. Well, Gabe arrives to the house with Garrison and all of them. Janelle thinks it's good to come home to someone who cares if you get there safely, talking about all the kids moving in together.
Okay.
Christine thinks it's a bad idea just because they're so different with politically and viewpoints of the world that it's just not going to go well.
Yeah.
Thank goodness. I think Garrison said that he had the moms co-sign for the kids so that if they got into the outs, the moms would take care of the stuff financially. So good for Garrison.
I don't know how, because Janelle told us a couple episodes ago she ain't got nothing.
Exactly. So
okay.
All right. Well, Kody's babysitting Truly. Christine took Truly away from Kody in the past. She moved away to preserve their relationship, and in her head she thinks that she's like frozen their relationship in time so that whenever the child is around Kody, it's as good as it was when they left. Kody thinks it's a BS rationalization. It's just purely ridiculous. And then we talked to the adult kids in the house, and the kids haven't heard from their dad. Gabe said that he heard his dad say he only cared about his minor children.
Now, question: Can we stay on that? What do you think about that? About Christine saying, when I took Truly to Utah, I think it was, I basically was putting the relationship in a freezer. You get what I'm saying? And basically, whenever you want to, you can go in that freezer and you can resume. You can pause and press play to this relationship. What do you think of that?
Well, I'll start off by saying I think it's BS, but I can understand her reasoning.
How so?
Because if there are things Kody's saying, ways he's acting, of being different with her versus Robyn's kids, it's not something she has to interact with on a daily basis and have questions about or have Christine make comments about. So in a way, I can see taking her away. It's just like it takes her away from the day-to-day issues.
Yeah.
So that way, when she sees her dad, it's really just her and her dad getting to spend all that time together because they don't get to see each other. But I think it's BS in the fact that that's not something that you should be controlling, Christine. I think her relationship with her father, whether it's good, bad, down in the trash based off of what he does, like a lot of people had said in the comments in the previous episode, was just like Kody has done enough to these kids to make them look at him a certain way.
Yeah.
And I think that if Truly sees that, she deserves to have her own personal relationship and history with her dad to make that decision. I don't think it's fair for Christine to try to bubble wrap their relationship and think she's doing something special when Kody is not getting a say or a part in his relationship with his child. That's unfair to me.
Now, here's this. I agree with 101% of what you just said. Can I take another way?
Yeah, go ahead.
Is it possible? Well, let me get this out the way. I think Christine is doing a little bit of hindsight 2020. I don't know if I 100% believe her for the reasoning in the moment of why she did that. But she can come in a confessional and say this is what it is.
All we know is what she said.
Exactly. So I just gotta take that. So let's say I do believe her, right? Let's just say I do. I don't, but let's just say I do believe her. Is it possible that the way that she was trying to quote unquote put a freeze and preserve this relationship just to be picked up whenever it is, whenever the father wanted to pick it up, is a reflection of how he possibly treated each of his wives? To where, let's say he's with Christine. Let's say he has an issue with Christine. He can leave Christine and things like that and go give attention to Janelle. Or leave Janelle, go attention to, sorry, Robyn. Right? That is it possible if I was to shoot Christine any bail, right? That she's like, you know what? I see how your father is treating me, of picking me up and dropping me whenever he wants to. I'm going to try to do my part in trying to protect you. And in that effort, she actually possibly damaged the relationship even more. Am I a little too off, or am I trying too much to shoot a bail for Christine for that?
I feel like you're a little off.
How so?
just because, well, the first part you said was he could pick up the relationship with his daughter whenever he wanted to.
No, I said that's how he treated his wives.
No, but you said a sentence before that. Maybe you didn't mean to say that.
Okay.
But yeah, Christine is controlling when he can pick up or put down the relationship based off of what she feels. Now, as far as him doing that with the wives, does that trickle down to the kids? Yeah, because if he's not messing with a wife, he ain't messing with the kids.
Yeah, but
so
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying, quote unquote, that what he's doing is affecting the kids. I'm saying because Kody can pick up and drop whatever wife he wants for whatever day,
right,
out of Christine's control. In her effort to have any control, she's doing to him what he do to her, in the sense of like, you know what, I'm going to control when you see Truly. I'm going to take her away from you. And whenever we're in town or whenever things like that, you got to talk to me to try to get online. Or
so
when you want to see. So what's
your question to me?
My question is, does that make sense to you in the sense of like, do you see where I'm coming from with that? To where it's like, okay,
like that would be a reason for her to do that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Okay. Because that's what I felt. I felt like when Christine said she did that, I felt like I feel like Kody,
like it was kind of a tit for tat.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like, okay,
I would say you're on point with that.
Yeah, it's like you pick me up whenever you want to and drop me whenever you want to. Now I'm going to control something 100% the way you just can't come and see your kid whenever you want to. You got to now actually, to pick her up, you got to pick me up too.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Maybe I could have said it better, but you know.
No, we got there.
Y'all will learn on this show. I take the long way sometimes. Go ahead, continue, Blair.
Well, they sit down and have dessert. Christine asks what happened when she left the family. Robyn, they talk about the whole Secret Santa situation, we also get to see Robyn and the kids' perspective of how things differed. So Robyn recommended they have the Secret Santa by Zoom. Robyn was mentioning past traumas. This is Gwendolyn retelling the story. And Robyn mentioned past traumas about how at the beginning the adults didn't help to merge the family. So Robyn and her kids felt left out.
Felt like outsiders, yep.
Right. So the way that it was explained, it sounded like Robyn was trying to express to them, my kids really want to be involved. I want to pick a way to where they can be involved, because they were saying like, oh, Zoom, that's not going to be as like personal. That's not going to feel as good. But Robyn is still married and loyal to Kody. So she's trying to abide by these rules that people say are Robyn's COVID rules, but Kody keeps saying these are my rules.
Yeah, Kody said it. He said it 3 episodes for now.
So to me, it sounded like she was trying to find a happy medium to where her kids wouldn't feel left out. And she was trying to explain to them why it was so important. Now, Gwendolyn doesn't know where Robyn's trauma is coming from. She just doesn't get it because Robyn's the favorite.
Okay, Gwendolyn. Because you've been around the whole time, right?
Well, I mean, she has been around, but she's been a child. Like, you don't know.
Exactly. That's my point. Like you're older than them, so like you've seen everything and understand everything from your perspective. I think Gwendolyn is no older than 25, maybe even younger. Yeah, she's probably 21 for all we know. But continue.
Yeah, Aurora heard that the siblings were planning on having Christmas without Robyn and the kids, and they weren't going to say anything to them. Robyn, she said that she received negativity from the other kids, and at that point she felt like, why was she even trying? Yeah. Then Mykelti reached out to the other children and relayed that Robyn and her kids weren't going to participate on the gift exchange. And the kids felt that Robyn turned it into them ostracizing her and like her making herself out to be the victim. Kody just thinks everyone is jerks, and he doesn't want to talk to them. Okay. Including his kids. Garrison says that the siblings really don't care anymore about the Robyn dynamic, and even their father, and they just feel like they don't need a father figure. And Gwendolyn clearly disagrees, but she just says it still hurts.
Listen here. So obviously Garrison's supposed to be here, I guess the ringleader, the smug ringleader, things like that, speaking for everybody. You know, I say this, somewhere everybody's lying at certain points. I feel like everybody has a partial truth, and then everybody's lying. I believe Robyn is lying. I believe Kody is lying. I believe those kids are lying. I believe Christine is lying. And I believe somewhere the truth is right there in the middle, right?
Okay.
I don't believe it's as simple as the kids saying we didn't want to go to Robyn's house because we didn't feel welcome and things like that. I don't think it's as simple if I was to speak from the Robyn's perspective of, I feel like we feel like outsiders and we never felt welcome in the Brown family. I just don't think it's that simple, right? I believe a lot of things, in my opinion, that, and this is not even Christine's kids, and that's the crazy part. I know that Gwendolyn is Christine's child, but Garrison and things like that is, every time they talk about some type of dysfunctionality in the family, it always ends with Robyn's the favorite.
Yeah.
It always ends with, you know what, you can have your favorite, I don't need my dad. And there's like this type of pride, independence that Garrison is there saying that, you know what, I don't need no dad anyway. And if I'm seeing the smug attitude from this teenage or grown man or whatever it is, how can I not believe Kody in the confessional when he said, I tried calling Garrison, but he won't answer me. He said it out his mouth, I don't need my dad.
Yeah.
So if Kody is reaching out, and if, like I said, like Kody was a black father, he pop up. You get what I'm saying? Because he's still in the same city as you are. But my whole thing is, if one person is saying that I don't need my dad, he can go on with his favorite wife and things like that. Guess what? I don't see it as wrong for Kody to say, you know what, they are jerks. And I don't want to be around jerks. And that's why he only viewed things, he don't even view things through the prism of love. He viewed things as who is loyal to me. Because everything that he feels is like an attack to him.
Yeah.
So he's like, who's not attacking me in the moment? Meri's like, I'm not attacking you. He's like, go up to the B&B. But when it comes to everybody else, he's like, Robyn's the only one that's not attacking me. So guess what? I'm going to basically invest in that. Now, I don't know if there's a way to repair this relationship. I don't even know if it's repairable because it seems like everybody's in their corners and everybody is stubborn. But somewhere in the middle is the truth. And I don't believe one party completely. I believe everybody have a piece of the truth, but not the full truth. What do you feel about that? About, you know, how the sons are saying like they don't need their father and that, you know, they don't really care to speak to him.
Well, I mean, I feel like they're all speaking out of hurt.
Okay.
I think that if they could have a good relationship with their dad, they would.
Okay.
I think when Gabe and Garrison, showed a flashback of when they were working on something outside with Kody. And I heard in Gabe's voice, he got a little choked up about the COVID situation and not being able to see his dad. Yeah. So clearly it's coming from a hurt place, and it's not so much of like, F my dad, I don't need him, but it's like the relationship is not good, and as the kids, they don't know how to go about it, and Kody's not making it any easier.
No, Kody, it is your fault. But we have to be careful because I think Gabe is still hurt.
Oh yeah,
because he was quiet.
I think all of them are hurt.
Garrison.
I think Garrison's hurt, but he's angry.
I think exactly. Like I think it starts off as hurt, but then after a while, as a man, you make a decision, and you're like, you know what? I don't need you, especially when you just got a house, especially when you got a car, because everything that he's saying or everything that he said that he achieved and have, you realize that he said, I got the car my father said would be a bad idea. And things like it's like that's the motor and that's the fire that's fueling him. Yeah. And things like that. And that eventually, like, you will have to dig through a lot of stuff before we even get to the emotion of hurt.
Yeah, but I also want to touch on I more so feel like everyone has a different perspective on the conversation, and I think that they misread each other's intentions. Like, I think that they think the other person is coming with the worst intentions, so it's like whatever they say, they're taking it to hell. You talking about like the parents and the no, I'm talking about the conversation about the Secret Santa exchange. Okay. What they talked about in the scene. So when Robyn was mentioning the past trauma, it's like Gwendolyn got offended by Robyn talking about the things that her and her kids experienced. And to me, can Robyn come across as a victim and act like she don't know nothing and get to sobbing Robyn? Absolutely. Yes. But I don't always think that's the case. Or even if she is trying to express where she's coming from, I don't think people necessarily have to automatically take offense. But it feels that way because I feel ostracized by my dad because he's at your house. Facts. So how are you going to tell me about feeling ostracized? Facts. So nobody's coming with the intention of really hearing each other and trying to make it work. Like, everyone wants to do things their own way, including Robyn.
Of course.
Including Robyn.
100%.
But yeah, that's pretty much my take on that.
And just so I could throw a couple shots at Gwendolyn.
Okay.
Listen here. A lot of the stuff that you know or that you think you know, Gwendolyn, it's been downloaded to you. You don't really know anything. Okay? Only thing you know is basically your relationship with your father. That's 100% you and him. But everything, when you turn it to your mom, like, right, mom, and you didn't do that, right? You don't know that. You don't know.
What did she say her mom didn't do? Never. I don't know.
It was
something. But it was something, and I was just like, oh yeah, the hell she did. Like,
exactly.
I couldn't remember what it was. I'm like, Christine ain't no innocent.
Exactly. So the whole idea of that, like, your mom been the perfect wife to this man. Listen here, you just been dumped on basically for years and years and years.
I think she said something about, like, y'all never, like, ostracized her or something like that, and then the next scene we get into it.
Or it was something like that.
Yeah.
To where there have been absolutely scenes and scenes in past episodes where Christine said, listen here, I'm paraphrasing, I basically made a decision not to like Robyn.
Yeah, from jump.
There's nothing Robyn could have done. Okay? So, like, don't make it seem like your mother's this victim or like this holy roller and things like that. Your mother played a part, not a big part, but she definitely played a part in the destruction and the reason why all of y'all is around this table talking about how y'all don't like y'all father.
Yeah.
She played a part. Let's go, Blair.
And when merging the families, Janelle and Christine agree that they didn't do it well. Christine was accused of bullying her sister wives.
Yes.
And Kody said that he never accused her of bullying her. She was just a trash sister wife because she was always talking mess about Meri and Robyn.
Yes.
And I can see it because Christine, all she like to do when she get with people is complain and gossip.
Oh.
Like, I'm just like, it's like, like, I guess she's in a good place, but it's just like, you're just a complainer.
Yeah.
And you want to talk about the negatives and not just, like I said, ad nauseum. Like, it's just like a never ending conversation. So I can definitely see where Kody's like, you know, she just talking mess about everybody all the time. Like, that divides people. That brings down morale. Absolutely. Gabriel talks to Aurora from time to time. They see each other at school. They actually say they love each other. And, you know, they have a good relationship.
Nice.
Savannah thinks Kody loves Gwendolyn, but he's angry at her. And I'm just like, I don't know why you think that, Savannah. And then it's not Christine's job to relay Kody's love to her kids, is what Christine was saying.
That is true.
That's true, but you're also relaying
the opposite of love.
So it's like there's no balance, but I guess you can choose what to do based off of your interactions with him.
Now, question: how much more scenes do we have in your notes of this? Because I have
one more.
I have you almost hit on it. And I almost got mad at you because, remember, we didn't go over what we going to say.
Right.
But you almost hit on basically the tone of this episode that I wanted to explain. But I think I'm going to wait one more scene.
Well, let me just finish this scene.
Go ahead.
So going to Flagstaff for Christine is just about reliving and talking about difficult stuff from the past.
Teach us.
She hopes that after these conversations, the kids feel a weight is lifted.
Teach us.
No, Christina, weight is not lifted.
Exactly.
It's pressed harder and further down, and now it's in the forefront of their mind. Because they were talking about it all over dinner and over their dessert. Goodness gracious.
Only thing you keep talking about is trying to create a safe space for the kids to get out their grievances. Go to a therapist.
Yeah, go with the kids.
Yes. like that's the safe space. The safe space is not... And here's the thing about it. The children don't have the best vantage point. So who was doing most of the talking? The children. Janelle almost didn't say anything. Christine, for once, almost didn't say anything. She probably asked a little questions, here and there, but she didn't say anything. But y'all are the ones with more answers than what they have.
Yeah. So
to let them basically talk amongst themselves with the little information and data that they have, it's not fair to them. Forget fair to you. It's not fair to them. Granted, I am not absolving Kody, Because the fact that they can come together and even have these type of conversations.
I mean, there's plenty to talk about. Like, let's not lie.
That means that you did not do your part.
Right.
As a father. Forget husband. You didn't do your part as a father. So I'm not absolving him, but I'm like, listen here. The parents, the mothers, Janelle and Christine, are not doing the best job. I'm not going to say good job, but the best job of basically helping the children find a solution to how they feel. Yeah. Because there's no way you can hear your sister wife's son says, I don't need a father. I'm good. I don't need a father. But then you come to us in the confessional like, every child needs a father.
Right, but you don't say nothing.
You ain't say nothing in person, though. You let him say that. You let him say that, and you let his siblings hear that. You get what I'm saying?
And now they might think that he's right.
And come on now. You're preaching to me. Next scene.
Next. Well, Mykelti brought her daughter Avalon into town. Yes. And they're having a birthday party for her with Robyn and Kody's family. And Mykelti's husband loves Robyn. Yeah. And Robyn and Mykelti always had a really close relationship. Yeah. Apparently, Robyn really poured into Mykelti. She wasn't, the way that it was explained, that she wasn't really treated right by the older siblings. And I guess the parents kind of let her get lost in the sauce as she was growing up.
Makes sense.
And Robyn saw that, and she pointed her out and just let her know how great she was, and just really built that relationship with her.
Robyn not the devil all the time now.
Right. And Christine, we move on to Christine and her. Well, I just wanted to touch base on that.
Go ahead.
I really like how Mykelti is able to be impartial to all of the madness. I feel like she's doing a good job of keeping her peace, and, you know, her and her little family's peace. And she's able to continue these bonds and relationships with the entire family. And I think that's just going to enrich their lives and their daughters' lives. And it's just going to be such a great thing for them.
I have a question.
So I'm just happy of how Mykelti's gone about the craziness.
Why can't everybody else do that? How come Mykelti's special and the only one being able to do that?
That's a good question. I mean, even back then, like they were saying, like, Mykelti was looked over. She wasn't considered and all these types of things, but she's not holding people to the fire for that.
So I
guess it's just a difference in the character of the person.
I'm just interested in if Mykelti, if it was strictly about, I don't like Christine or anything to do with Christine, but Mykelti's around. That's Christine's daughter, right?
Yeah.
Granted, Robyn, she plays the victim a lot. A lot. You know, we see it in the previews, we see it in the trailers, we see it in the previous episodes. You get what I'm saying? I just want to know, what is the disconnect that all the children can't find this version of Robyn, or why don't they see this version of Robyn? What have been downloaded in their head that they just see Robyn with the horns?
Because none of these women are innocent.
There we go.
Innocent. Robyn has her stuff. Christine has her stuff. Meri has her stuff. Janelle too. Even though Janelle's kind of like, she kind of my favorite because she's pretty cool, calm, and collected most of the time. But Robyn is layered just like these other women, and they don't have to look at these other women as devils. But for some reason, like you said, Robyn got the devil horns.
Somehow.
But everybody else can be complex except her.
So somehow, some way, we gonna come back to that. This is the last scene. Is this the last scene right here? I want you to take us through this scene and then move out my way.
Okay.
Because this is going to be crazy.
Right.
This is crazy to me.
Well, Christine invites her friends and Janelle out. They all go to dinner to celebrate her ex anniversary. So this was the day that she was married to Kody. So she celebrates the day she got divorced and the day that she was married. She says that these friends range from people who are happily married to divorced to now in their second marriage. She said the last anniversary she had with Kody, birthday together, she didn't want anything. She didn't want any presents. She didn't want any type of post on the internet. And she says that it really is hard to leave a marriage. And one of the friends asked Janelle, like, is it weird or hard for you to hear her talk about Kody in this way? And Janelle, she don't care. She said, I don't feel any type of way. Like, y'all go ahead. And Janelle, they start to ask her about her relationship with Kody, and she gives them a little bit, but she's like, I don't know these people. I am not going to sit up here and just tell all my business and spill my guts to these strangers. I'm not about to do that.
Facts.
And Kody recently said he's the head of the household, and that's when Christine gets a gift from her friend that says, like, smash the patriarchy. And Christine is just like, I never really thought of him that way until he actually, like, said something like that.
Yeah, show that flashback.
Is this not a polygamous relationship? So you thought patriarchy was not involved? I'm like, Christine, where was your head at?
Especially since you going off of, like, God. You get what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But go ahead, continue.
Yeah, well, they explained the family dynamic because one of the friends was asking how they did have a rotation in the past, but not anymore. They touched base on how polygamy is now decriminalized in Utah, whereas it was a second-degree felony. Christine's tipping point was Kody being a poor father to their kids.
Okay.
Kody says that Christine forced herself into his life. He, clearly is still upset about the divorce, but he says, look, like, I'm kind of getting over that, but he just wants her to stop trash talking to their children about him.
Yeah.
Christine says that, Kody would have sat down and said, don't know what I was trying to say there, but anyway, they originally went public to show the love of polygamous families. Now it's just showing a broken family.
It's just showing a broken family. Can I go now?
Go ahead.
All right.
All right, let's get busy.
Christine, you lost. She lost.
Okay.
Let me paint this picture for you. Kody is the sun in Christine's solar system. Even when they are divorced, she is having a celebration that is centered around Kody, even though she's not with him. Right? Listen, it's all funny what Janelle said. Janelle said, listen here, I don't mind if you talking about Kody because he ain't my man no more. I don't care. But at the same time, I'm not going to join y'all birds of a feather that flock together and y'all just gossip about this. Have you ever met somebody that's like, they only happy when they're miserable? Like they only happy. Like, it's not like, I don't believe Christine is happy. I mean, and granted, I'm only going off of this episode. I know she's recently married and things like that. And even then, I'm like, because I heard the husband say some things about Kody, and I'm like, Kody is still the sun.
He's a topic of conversation.
He's still the sun in Christine's solar system.
Yeah.
To where it's like, you know what? Besides just having a day to just go out with your friends and actually talk about what you want to do with your life now,
your
and
interests,
and things of that way.
Yeah.
You're just like, we're gonna call it a X anniversary dinner, right? And guess what? You bring me gifts. I'm gonna talk about Kody, and you know what? Anybody who comes to talk to me about divorce, I'm gonna say, go do it. Go do it. You know what I'm saying? Go do it, because you know why? Because I've been on the other side, and it's great. I don't believe you. Because every time you talk about how happy you are, it's always about Kody, the sun in your solar system. Now, am I off? No. What do you feel about this? Because I have more, but I don't want to leave you behind at all.
Like, I understand Christine is happy.
Fake happy in my eyes, but go ahead.
I don't know. Like, I'm kind of trying to think of, like, some of the things that I've, like, read and seen about people talking about Christine, and kind of trying to see if I can piece together that, and just like, okay, Christine got herself out of this situation. Wonderful.
Yes.
And it wasn't for her. Great.
Yes.
When are we actually going to move on?
We're not. We're not.
And the thing is, too, like, I understand she has kids with the man, so they're going to be connected for life. And I'm sure things are going to circle and regurgitate, and it's going to be there. But I'm just like, I do feel like Christine, like you said, he's the sun in her solar system. Everything revolves around Kody, or her disgust for him.
And she lost. And what do I mean by she lost? Christine at one point was the favorite wife. Don't come in my comments telling me she wasn't. She lost. She was the favorite. And it burns her that she lost to Robyn. That's what it is. That's why everything goes to Robyn. That's why she said, I don't care what Robyn would have done. Guess what? You wouldn't have been friends. We wouldn't have been cool. It doesn't even matter. And guess what? It burns her that someone like Robyn basically took Kody from her. Now, granted, Kody was 100% wrong of how he treated Christine. There was parts where he was like, he said, you basically disgust me. I'm not going to sleep with you. Things of that nature. It's not going to be, I don't want a romantic relationship with you and things like that. And I can only imagine how someone who experienced favoritism, gifts, I think Meri talked about, it was one Christmas where she had a whole bunch of gifts. They even talked about a couple episodes ago where he spent like 30 days in Vegas straight, basically just seeing if Christine could be happy. I can understand that fall from grace of like, how can I be the favorite amongst Kody Janelle? And now you're like, you don't even want a romantic relationship with me?
Yeah.
Like, I'm trying to give you I'm trying to sympathize and I'm trying to empathize with her and empathize with her with that. But like you said, she got to move on. And she got to move on from the solar system of fake happiness of I'm going to go out and have an anniversary dinner. Listen, you divorced Kody, stop talking about Kody. I'm actually surprised you was on the show. You get what I'm saying? I'm happy you on the show.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? But my thing is, he is still the sun in your solar system, and I don't think you really realize that you're really rotating around him.
Yeah.
You're rotating around him. At first, you probably was Earth. You get what I'm saying? Like, you know, like one of the third planets, one of the closest planets. But now you think you're out of the solar system. You're just one of those further planets. You get what I'm saying? So my thing is, I hope you find happiness, true happiness, outside of Kody. And I don't know if it's possible, especially since she's close with her kids. And she views one failure of their relationship as a whole because of how he treated the kids. But there is another side of life without Kody. Like at all. Like
not talking about him, thinking about him, nothing.
It really is. And it's crazy.
Where he could be a distant memory that you only ask, when are you going to pick up truly?
Trust me, trust me, I met women like this and I met people like this, men and women like this, who hate losing. I don't even think she really wanted Kody at that point, especially how much that he was disrespecting her and attacking her self-esteem, but it's the losing. I don't think she liked to lose. I don't think she liked to lose at all. That. And I think it's always going to be a scratch that like she's going to itch.
Yeah.
That she feel like she got to go overboard to show that I won. I'm happy. See, I won, guys.
Yeah.
I have that townhouse. We have holidays at my house. We have dinners about my ex anniversary. We have gifts. I'm gonna smash this. But
that's even what she pointed to say. Like, at the end of the day, she still considers it a failure. So I think that also plays into the part of why she's kind of stuck on it a little bit mentally.
Yeah.
Because it probably is a big blemish in her life for her.
Yeah.
And although Kody holds the majority of the deck of the cards, I mean, she's holding a joker. Okay. she's got something in her pocket and it's weighing on her.
Yeah. And it's the same. And guess what? They both got a joker. Because guess what? I think Kody don't like the fact that he lost either.
Yeah.
And I don't even know why he feel that way, because it's not like he was treating her well. He don't treat nobody well. Yeah. Except Robyn. Yeah. So, anything else on this episode?
That's all.
Listen here. Make sure y'all subscribe, like, share the show, man. Share the show. Y'all be good.
Bye.